All right, well, I am here with my friend Marshall Glickman. He is of Blazers lore. Your dad founded the team.
He did.
How long ago?
Well, technically 1969. The first season was October of 1970.
Okay, yeah. So that's we're coming up on 56 years.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think most people know that we have a new owner, which is exciting and also uncertain a little bit. You and I met just over a year ago. I was doing my We Believe in Portland thing, and you started this thing with Chris Dudley, and Rakaya was involved, and a few others. Well, before it became Rip City Forever, it was, what was it called?
Northwest Sports.
Got it, yeah. And so what was the vision, what was the vision?
The impetus was after Paul Allen passed away. Chris Dudley and I presumed that the team would be sold, and our one and only mission was to make sure that the team never left Portland.
Yeah.
And so our original mission was to see if we could find investors to acquire the team. Not easy to raise $4+ billion, so that failed.
Yeah.
But then after they announced a sale to Mr. Dundon, or maybe it was actually just before, I think the first time we met,
Yeah.
I was telling you that it was going to happen
Yeah.
soon, and lo and behold, it happened very soon.
Yeah, kind of like crystal ball, you kind of predicted it.
Yeah, but that whole, it morphed into Rip City Forever. And I think that group of people, you, myself, Joth Rickey, Dan Levy, Aaron Hubert, we had a really good group of people who really cared about one bottom line: Rip City Forever. And I stress the word forever.
Yeah. Cool. So let's go back in time a little bit. Like maybe the heyday of this city's ever seen was the championship win. That was 77, 78, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
No, 76, 77.
Oh, okay. So 77.
June of 77.
Give us you're like a high school kid in the locker room or whatever. Like, give us one memory that, it doesn't have to be in the locker room, but one memory that stands out of the early days.
Well, the real memory was the very first game, right? And in the Coliseum, there were 4,000 people. Okay, 1970. I was 11 years old. I was a ball boy. I was sitting courtside as a ball boy on my tushy, right on the floor, and I took care of the referees. One of the reasons to this day I never get mad at the referees is because they were all my friends back in those days. So I've never been an anti-referee guy. But the real thing for me, the vivid memory, the championship, of course, all those things, but was just bringing the Blazers here in the first place. It's hard to appreciate how many years my father put into that and the passion behind it. He was a South Portland kid. They all grew up in South Portland poor. They all had not a nickel. He always had this dream of Portland being what he called a big league city. But at the time, Portland was a relatively small town. And the president of Madison Square Garden, at one of the meetings of the Board of Governors, when he went to make a presentation to the board, famously said, "I cannot put Portland on the marquee of Madison Square Garden." So you talk about we believe in Portland. Nobody believed in Portland more than my father, really. And if you think about the era that was from at the time, Portland was kind of a small town, and he made it happen. He brought the team here. He found the money, found the capital to back it up. It was an amazing thing.
Yeah, and if you think about it, it is our one global brand for Portland is the Blazers now.
Well, it was even pre-Nike. I mean,
Yeah.
Jeff Petrie was the co-rookie of the year, the first year of the Trailblazers, who we drafted from Princeton. He was really the first Blazer. And Jeff Petrie was also the first NBA basketball player to wear Nike. And I used to have to go with Leo Marty, the trainer, to this place called the Athletic Store on Hawthorne to pick up Jeff's shoes, because at the time he put so much force on the shoe that the seams would tear by halftime. So 2 pairs of shoes per game times 82 games, a lot of shoes.
That's
So
like Zion Williamson, but pre-Zion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we had to go pick up, these orange boxes. There was no swoosh.
Okay.
Just an orange box.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so fast forward to today. I was just at TEDx Portland. Rakaya Adams laid out this incredible, the things that could happen over the next 10 years of different projects that come online here, grain silos, all this stuff. But let's talk about the Rose Quarter. Let's talk about MODA. It's been in the news. The state of Oregon has put $350 million towards the renovation there. What, in your heart of hearts, what would you love to see? What do you think will actually happen? Talk to me about the whole stadium situation.
Arena.
Thank you.
Stadium's outdoor. Providence Park is a stadium.
Okay.
No question, the building needs to be renovated.
Mm-hmm.
We made certain decisions back in
because you developed it, you were in charge.
My father and I went to a meeting in Bellevue, Washington with Paul Allen, Bert Kold, I think Jody was there, others in his organization, and we made a case for why we needed to evaluate and explore the potential of a new arena. At the time, we had been sold out for how many ever consecutive years. We had the second smallest capacity in the NBA, et cetera, et cetera. And to my surprise, Paul Allen said, "You do it." I had zero experience at the time, but he gave me that mandate, and I put a great team together around me. We forged a public-private partnership with the city. The city put up money, but we were able to do it with private money, primarily with private money. Paul Allen put $46 million on the table as a down payment. It's a big number, but it was a $262 million project. So we had to go out and find capital sources that would debt finance that arena, not because of Paul Allen's personal guarantees, but because of what they call contractually obligated income, which means premium seating and naming rights. And we had to pre-sell all that contractually in order to get construction loans to actually break ground.
Got it. Yeah.
The first appointment was with Phil Knight, who bought 2 suites, one for Nike, one for Phil. And on the back of that, we sold all 70 suites, an entire ring, leased, I should say, in about 2.5 months. It was really unprecedented. And we were able to get the project done. So it was an amazing experience, and I've become, that's part of what I do today is get involved in venue developments. But it was incredible. At the time, Ryan, development of the entire Rose Quarter, not only the Moda Center, what is now the Moda Center, it was a Rose Garden back then, was fundamental. And we spent months negotiating with the city to acquire exclusive development rights to that entire boundary from Broadway over to Interstate to where the freeway comes through into the river. And then we bought the Red Lion, which is now a parking lot next to the grain silos. And I had a deal with Mr. Dreyfus. I shook hands with Mr. Dreyfus to buy the grain elevators, and I took it back to Paul, and he turned the deal down. It happens. But the vision was always to turn that into a live, work, play district. It needs to be activated. That was always the vision from the beginning.
Almost every arena in the country activates big food courts, all these things next to their arenas. You look at Nashville, you look at Oklahoma City, all of this, especially post-COVID, it gets people close in town, all that stuff. So isn't that kind of some of the vision that Albina Vision Trust is gonna partner with or has set that vision out with the Blazers?
Yeah, it seems that there is a vision. I love the renderings. I want to see the renderings come to life.
Yeah.
And so what I think is really important as part of this arrangement being made with Tom Dundon is that there's a commitment by all the parties, AVT, the city of Portland, Mr. Dundon, Blazers, the Fire. There needs to be a commitment, a collaborative effort to really activate that thing, and I think it should be done with some urgency.
Okay. Just because we don't have a lot of time on here, the Fire, they're kicking off in 6 weeks at the Moda.
I will be there.
Cool. Night. Yeah, and Karina LeBlanc, who is an executive there, she hosted most of TEDx Portland, such a fan of hers, so dynamic. It's a big deal. We actually, I don't know if you follow, but the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, was out and spoke at TEDx.
Okay.
It was really cool. But how do you interact with the Fire?
Well, I've gotten to know Alex and Lisa, and I just think they're
owners.
And they live down in Newport, but they just both bought homes here in Portland. There's a real commitment to this community. They already own they both own the football. I call it football, sorry. Soccer. I work in Europe too much. The soccer club, and I was just at a game a couple weeks ago. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's different. It's not the same thing as going to a typical, men's game. So I really liked it. But what I really like about them as owners, and hopefully Tom will bring the same, is their commitment to our community.
Yeah. And so what's next for you? You're kind of dabbling with NBA Europe. What's going on?
Well, I'm more than dabbling. I'm working with one particular party who's in an auction process to acquire the NBA Europe club for London. Now, NBA Europe is a thing, but it's not a thing officially yet, so we'll see. I think it's going to happen initially with 16 clubs, 12 permanent clubs, 4 that will earn their way through sporting results in their domestic leagues into the competition every year, which is a very European thing. You're looking at me with the eyes like, what are you talking about? See, because
I'm just like, where I've heard for the last decade, like NFL is the most profitable league, all this stuff, like, and they've done such a great job, like with global audiences, but like the NBA is gonna beat them if that's the case.
Well, it's just totally different thing. The NFL goes over there; it's a big spectacle, and so yes, it does really well when they go play one game in Berlin, a few games in London. That's different. This isn't the real NBA. This is NBA Europe. This is taking on a pre-existing competition called EuroLeague basketball, which only 3 years ago I was the acting CEO of.
Oh wow!
So I know EuroLeague. I've been part of EuroLeague's family for a long time, part of the NBA family, and now the NBA is trying to bring their expertise on commercializing, their expertise on organizing amazing events, and I think it's going to improve the situation there ultimately for the better of everybody. But right now it's, they've got JP Morgan out there running an auction, so we'll see. People are bidding on these teams, including my client.
Well, from someone who is all about We Believe in Portland, you seem like you are like the model, been here for life. Like, what's one last thought you want to leave with the audience about, Portland, whether it's the Blazers or the Fire or life in Portland?
Here's what I'm going to say publicly, okay? I was kind of down on Portland, if you remember, before I met Ryan Buchanan. And Ryan Buchanan, I mean this with all sincerity, okay, man? You turned me into a We Believe in Portland guy.
Thank you.
And part of that is my son. So I have a 25-year-old son, and he has a different perception of Portland than I do, right? I grew up when it was all like, there would be nobody doing drugs on the street when I grew up.
That's changed,
Yeah, and to the extent 4 months ago, we moved downtown. I live in the heart of it, man, and I see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the potential and the opportunity. And I've turned into a We Believe in Portland.
I love it. All right, we can convert the rest of them too.
Right?
Thanks, man.
You
really
bet.
appreciate
Really
it.